Hello and welcome to Keeping It Real. I'm David Grossman. Great to be here on All Talk TV, broadcasting live from Fitzgerald's Pub on Queen Street here in the Beaches. Delighted to introduce you to Ryan Coyle. Ryan is a real estate broker and he's with the Condo Store Realty. Welcome, Ryan. How
Thanks
you doing
for having
today?
me. I'm great. Thank you.
Thanks very much for coming. Appreciate it. You're not the first guy who had a little trouble finding the place. Then we got to talk to the local counselors. The numbers are a little bit off on the street. I don't know if there's something we can do there. I'm glad you could come out. We want to talk about condos and in particular condo investing because I know you deal with a lot of investors.
Sure.
So why don't we start off with the market in general? I mean, what do you see happening, Ryan? We hear people are saying the condo market is overbuilt. Do you agree with that? Do you think there's still room for growth?
Well, I think there's definitely still room for growth. I think what the general public is seeing is, I'll go back. 2005, the Places to Grow Act was introduced by the provincial government. And what that was put in place to do was to intensify urban cores, so downtowns. We didn't really start seeing that until maybe 2 or 3 years ago, because now we're starting to notice all these cranes going up, we're seeing towers going up, but we don't really see the bulldozers and all those smaller low-rise developments that have kind of dwindled or gone away. So right now what we're really seeing is a shift in demand from low-rise to high-rise, which was put in place by the government to intensify the downtown cores.
Right.
So there's still demand, there's just less product of low-rise and more product of high-rise.
Right. Okay, so the demand is there, and you have been working this market for a while. Why did you choose to specialize in condos?
I've been a real estate broker for about 8 years. I've been investing in real estate for 10 years. I started by buying single-family homes, some with multi-units, basement apartments, stuff like that, and it just really started burning me out. The tenants weren't the greatest. There's a lot of upkeep, roofs, windows, landscaping, stuff like that. So I invested in my first condo in 2003, which ended up being pretty much a management-free investment, just great tenants and much easier to deal with. So I found the returns higher, it was less work, and so since then I've invested in more personally and helped my clients invest in hundreds of condos.
Right. Well, one thing's for sure. I mean, if you're in the city of Toronto, that you're always going to find a tenant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, but there are good investment opportunities outside Toronto as well. You work different areas, not just Toronto?
I try to focus mainly on Toronto and on the condo market. I sometimes will, look at other opportunities if it's attractive enough. In particular, there's one in Waterloo right now.
Right.
Sage Condos. It's geared towards student housing, but what it is, it's a turnkey investment.
Right.
The units come fully furnished, appliances, and with property management in place. So if you're to buy a condo today in Sage 5, for example, the building will be ready in about 3 years, and you'll have guaranteed rent on day one and property management in place. So you don't have to go find a tenant. You don't have to furnish the place. Everything's in place. So it's a really turnkey investment for people who don't want to get their hands dirty.
So it's mainly a student housing opportunity?
It's geared towards student housing.
We actually have a slide of this one here. We can show that. Yeah. So it's mainly geared towards students.
It's geared towards students just because it's right next door to Laurier University and about 700 or 800 meters from U of W.
Right.
So it's geared towards there, but Business Park isn't too far away, and it is a higher end rental, really nice furnishings and appliances and finishes. So it could be geared towards someone else. It's just that's probably the demographic we'll go after.
Well, I know I was looking at some of the marketing for this particular property, and they were talking about returns somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 or 32%, something like that. How could somebody possibly get such aggressive returns like that?
Well, it's a forecasted return. It's based on today's rents. So I predict it'll probably be a bit higher by the time the building's done. But what that does, it just takes in all your debt in consideration, all the expenses, the guaranteed income, and after income after expenses, you work out to a cash flow. I don't know the exact number, but then you're also paying down a portion of the mortgage.
Right.
So you've got an equity portion that you have as income as well. So the combination of the income, the cash flow, as well as the equity income from the mortgages, will give you about a 30 to 40% return on investment.
That's pretty awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes it makes sense to look outside of Toronto because the prices are pretty high in Toronto. So
I've always been a Toronto guy. I haven't really promoted anything outside of it. I'm a real believer in the Toronto market, but this is something different from what I usually sell because this is a turnkey investment.
Right.
A lot of my clients who are pulling money outside of the stock market to put into real estate don't want to get their hands dirty. So this is a really good option for them because they don't have to get involved with the finding the tenants or furnishing.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Very neat. And I see the prices start at $199.
That's right. A one-bedroom starts at $199.
Yeah. What size unit is that?
It's a little over 500 square feet. I believe it's about 520 square feet.
Right. Well, sounds pretty good. Talk to us about assignments. What is an assignment, and is that still an active market?
It's changed a lot over the past few years. Assignment market, it's a small market. You could say a niche market. Mm-hmm. An assignment is an investor, for example, goes in and buys a pre-construction condo 4 years ago. They buy it on paper, and then they go and assign their condo to another investor before the building's actually completed, before you take out a mortgage.
Okay.
It used to be a stronger market because not everyone was doing it.
Yes.
There's a lot more people doing it now, so it's gotten a lot more competitive. Mm-hmm. The challenge with assignments is you cannot list them on MLS, the multiple listing service.
Yes.
So you have to be very creative in the way you market them. I have a team. I have a full-time marketer who works 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, constantly posting my assignment listings on all the free advertising sites, some of the pay real estate sites.
Okay.
And so you just have to be able to find the buyers instead of the buyers coming to find you.
Right. Right. Okay. So that market is still active, and
it's still active, but it's just more competitive now. So it's a bit harder. You just have to get very creative with your marketing.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. There's a few other properties because I know you're tied in with a number of the builders. So I mean, the condo store has listings, but you also have VIP relationships. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's right. So as an investor, there are a number of good times to buy a condo unit. One being at the very beginning. So you get a call from the developer. I get a call saying, we haven't sold any units yet. It's the very lowest prices. We have all these VIP incentives. Would you like to bring some clients in to buy? So that's the best time to buy, usually. There's another good time to buy where a developer could be around 60, 70% sold out.
Yes.
And they just need to sell 10, 20, 30 units to get their construction financing, which is just they need to get over the hump. So they'll do different incentives. I've negotiated bulk deals where I've sold 20, 30 units, and my clients, the investors, have gotten great deals. Or when a developer needs to close their sales center, they got 5 units left and they want to just sell. So me personally, I try to get my clients in at the very beginning, and myself, when I buy it, I buy at the very beginning.
Yes.
The reason why I like to do that is because you're buying today, but your property isn't actually ready until 4, 5, 6 years from now.
Right.
So in essence, you already have built-in equity. If the market's appreciating 4, 5, 6% a year, you buy it today, but it's ready in 6 years, you've already got built-in equity. Rents have increased over the years, so you have a cash flow, probably a cash flow opportunity. Right.
Do you deal with a lot of foreign investors? I mean, I heard that foreign investors, they love buying into Toronto. Who do you deal with mainly?
I deal mainly with local investors, as well as immigrants who are new to the country, but all Canadian residents. All my clients have been Canadian residents.
And I assume you must have very good connections for people with banks or whoever the lenders are. So when people come to you, and you have a team of people that can get everything done, lawyers and
absolutely. I have a number of lawyers I refer, a number of accountants, a number of mortgage brokers. It's very important as an investor that you work with a lawyer who's an investor in real estate specifically, an accountant who invests in real estate, and a mortgage broker invests in real estate, and a real estate agent, of course, that invests in real estate. You have to assemble the right team, and that way you'll be set up properly.
Right. Well, I mean, I was looking at the Condo Store website, and I noticed there's a number of very nice-looking properties. River City was on the front page, and then Edge at 6 Lisker. I mean, aside from this Waterloo property that we talked about, is there anything that's really hot that you find really exciting that's available now or coming up soon in Toronto?
Queen West is an area I'm really looking at a lot right now. I've got several units there myself. And
How far west on Queen are we talking about?
Queen, you'd say probably about Dover Court to Dufferin, that little stretch where the Drake Hotel is.
Yes.
So that area is really developing. You're seeing new restaurants pop up, you know, almost on a monthly basis. New bars. You've got a Shoppers Drug Mart, some major banks. So there's a lot of growth. There's a new grocery store going in, and it's right on the TTC line, which is 24 hours. So it's a good area. There's an exciting new development coming up at the corner of Yonge and Richmond, which is called Yonge and Rich.
Right. Yeah, I saw something on that. That looks interesting.
That'll be it'll be a higher end.
Have to be young and rich, or
it's geared towards, you know, the you know, probably the Bay Street group. So
right.
But it'll be a very nice luxury condo building. So that they're still in the planning phases right now. But I should have some more information for my clients on that probably about the next week or two.
Right. Excellent. Well, we're speaking with Ryan Coyle, who is a condo investor himself. So he puts his money where his mouth is, so to speak. He has a number of properties that he's purchased along the way, and he's dealing with investors, and he specializes in condos. I was impressed. I asked him earlier, what if somebody came to you with a listing for something that wasn't a condo? He says he's going to refer it to somebody who specializes. So he's true to his word. Pre-construction, investments, assignments, resale, he can do it all. Ryan Coyle, broker and real estate advisor. Thank you very much, Ryan, for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Great having you on the show. Give him a call. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to be speaking with a gentleman named Eric Brown from Bodyworks Biz, and you'll learn about what he does with respect to chair massage training, one of the leading trainers in North America, I would say. I've been following his work for a long time. Interesting business and market, so stick with us. We'll be back shortly.